My name is Steve. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. That sentence took me 3 seconds to say, but I've watched students struggle with the same sentence taking them more than 3 minutes. Here's what's interesting. The problem is almost never vocabulary. It's not grammar either. There are 3 specific mistakes that make intermediate English speakers sound unnatural when they introduce themselves. And one of them, I promise you, you are making right now without knowing it. We'll get to all 3. But first, let me show you what a truly natural self-introduction sounds like in American English. Not textbook English, real English. Hey everyone, welcome to Single Step English. My name is Steve, and on this channel, I help English learners just like you speak more clearly and confidently in real-world situations. Today, we're going to completely transform how you introduce yourself in English. By the end of this video, you'll have a natural introduction for casual situations. Also, you'll learn a natural introduction for formal or professional situations. The exact phrases native speakers actually use, a full shadowing practice session to lock it all in. If that sounds good, hit that like button below and let's get started. Think about the last time someone asked you, tell me about yourself in English. What happened? Did you freeze? Did you say something like, my name is, I am from Japan, I am a student? Well, if you did, I've heard that thousands of times in my class, and it's completely understandable because no one ever taught you how to introduce yourself naturally. They taught you vocabulary, they taught you grammar, but nobody sat you down and said, here's exactly what a confident, natural English introduction sounds like. And here's why. That's what we're doing in this lesson. And at the end, I'll show you a technique I use with my own university students in Japan that makes introductions feel automatic. It takes about 2 minutes to practice and it works incredibly well. Let's talk about these mistakes. Mistake number 1, the robo introduction. For example, my name is Yuki. I am from Tokyo. I am a student. I like music. Did you hear that? Every sentence has the exact same length, the exact same rhythm. It sounds like a machine reading a list. Native speakers don't speak that way. We connect our ideas. We use what linguists call linking language. Instead of I am from Tokyo, say I'm from Tokyo and I'm currently studying economics at university. Notice in that sentence we had a contraction, a conjunction, a time word, currently. This introduction sounds alive. It sounds very natural. Mistake number 2, stopping too early. Most learners give just the basic facts. Example, name, country, job, and then it just stops. There's complete silence. But an introduction isn't a form you fill out. It's the beginning of a conversation. The secret? Add a small detail that invites the other person to respond. You want them to answer. Let's compare these 2 versions. Version A, I'm from Osaka. Version B, I'm from Osaka. It's famous for the food. Have you ever tried takoyaki? Version B gives the listener something to respond to react to. It turns a one-way introduction into a 2-way conversation. I'll give you exact templates for doing this coming up in just a moment. Mistake number 3, the pronunciation trap. Here's the one I promised you earlier, the word I'm. Most non-native speakers say I am. Sounds very polite, but native speakers would say I'm. For example, I'm Steve. The contraction I'm puts all the stress on your name, which is the most important word. I'm Steve. I'm Steve. And sounds natural. It doesn't sound stiff like I am. It doesn't sound like you're reading a legal document. Repeat after me. Let's just do it slowly. Okay, I'm Steve, and I'm glad to meet you. Can you try it with me? I'm glad to meet you. Feel how natural that sounds? That tiny change, I am to I'm, makes an enormous difference. Now that you know what not to do, let's build our perfect introduction from the ground up. I call these the 5 building blocks. And these 5 building blocks are: number 1, your name; 2, where you're from; 3, what you do or what you study; and number 4, 1, personal details; and the last one, number 5, your connection phrase. And we'll go through each of these in detail. Block 1, your name. Simple, but extremely important. Use I'm, not my name is, in casual situation. My name is fine for formal settings, like a job interview or a class presentation. You'd start off, my name is Steve, welcome to my presentation. But casually, we say I'm because it's faster, warmer, and more natural. Hey, I'm Steve. Or, hey, I'm Steve. Nice to meet you. Block 2, where you're from. Here's a tip. Add 1 extra detail about your hometown. Don't just say the city. Give us a picture. I'm from Kyoto. No, I'm from Kyoto. It's a beautiful city full of traditional temples. That extra information gives the listener a picture of the city of Kyoto. Here's another helpful introduction. I'm originally from Osaka, but I'm living in Tokyo now. The word originally, pronunciation originally, sounds very natural and slightly advanced. It tells people you've moved. And for many people, they are born one place but grow up someplace else. Block 3, what you do or what you study. Some useful phrases. I'm studying at university. I'm studying economics at university. Or I'm studying business at university. I'm studying law at university. For American English, I'm majoring in law. I'm majoring in business. And that's your main point of study. I'm majoring in international business. Another way to say this, I'm in my 2nd year of law. I'm in my 2nd year of engineering. I'm in my 2nd year of business school. If you're working, you could say, I work as a, and then you'd put in the name of the job. I work as a call center agent. For company, I work at company. For instance, I work at an import company. I work at an export company. I work at a construction company. Now, notice something. Both introductions used all 5 building blocks. We had name, hometown, job or study, personal detail, and connection phrases. But the tone, the speed, and the vocabulary changed completely. That's the skill. Not just knowing the words, knowing which version fits which situation. All right, I promised you some extra value. Here are 5 bonus phrases that native speakers use in introductions that you're really not going to find in most texts. Bonus phrase 1, nice to finally meet you. This is when you've heard about somebody, maybe from a friend or a relative, but are meeting them for the very first time. Oh, Sarah mentioned you. It's so nice to finally meet you. Sounds very natural. Number 2, I've heard great things about you. This is a warm, natural, and common expression used in professional settings. Number 3, small world. When you discover you have something in common with another person, you could use this expression, small world. You're from Boston too? Small world. I'm from Boston. Where did you go to high school? Number 4, don't worry, I'll remember your name. This is great when someone has a difficult to pronounce name, or maybe their name is very long. This shows empathy and a little humor. Number 5, call me when your full name is formal and you prefer a shorter version. For example, if someone's name is Peter, you can call them Pete. Michael, Mike. Maybe someone's full name is Masataka, but please call me Masa. You can say that to the other person. My first name is Stephen, but you can call me Steve. These are some of the techniques that I like to teach my students. Okay, I promised you the technique I use with my own students, and here it is. In my class, I have students write their 5-block introduction in their own words. Not in a textbook's words, but in their own words, about the places they actually love, the interests or hobbies they actually have, the goals they're actually working toward. Then we practice it using shadowing, which means you listen to a native speaker and you repeat it out loud, matching the rhythm, the speed, and the natural sounds. Not just reading, speaking out loud. This is actually exactly how I've structured a lot of the content in my textbook, A Single Step to English Communication. Each unit has opportunities for students to build their own personalized sentences and then practice them with a shadowing exercise from a conversation. It's the same method we just used today. If you're a student or a teacher looking for a structured way to keep building on what we did today, there's a link in the description section where you can check out a free sample unit. No pressure, just have a look. Okay, let's quickly recap what we covered in this lesson. The 3 mistakes: robot, rhythm, stopping too soon, I am instead of I'm. The 5 building blocks: name, hometown, what you do or what you study, personal detail, and that connection phrase. We looked at 2 full examples, casual introduction and a formal one. You also got 5 bonus phrases that native speakers actually use in real introduction. In addition, we did shadowing practice. And that mistake I said you were making without knowing it, the contraction I am versus I'm. Go back and practice that one until it feels completely automatic. It really changes everything. Now, here's your homework. Write your own 5-block introduction using everything we covered in this lesson. Then, say it out loud. Not only in your head, say it out loud 3 times. If you're brave, drop your introduction in the comment section below. I personally read every single comment, and I'll give you feedback. And if there's a word or phrase you struggle with, a specific situation where your English doesn't quite feel natural, let me know in the comments. If you have any further questions, please let me know. Maybe it will become the topic of my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.